Thank you, Anna. Greetings, dear Hackathon participants. Hello, dear friends. I'm glad to see some people here. It's great that some of the participants came today. Today will be as interesting as yesterday. So please, if you hear me, send something in the chat of this conference. You might send something like, Egor, we hear you, or just the plus symbol. Please send something to the chat. All right, thank you, dear friends. My name is Egor Provilkov. I am IT project manager in Forus multinational group of companies. And today I'm glad to tell you a little bit about ERP systems. Only what every modern person needs to know about ERP systems. All right. ERP system is a think tank of each company. It brings together three areas: resource planning, management, and accounting. So all important business processes in one window. This approach is economical, easier to maintain, and speeds up the processes in the company. The movement of goods, money, information, documents within one system. So the understanding the automation of business processes from the point of view of the interests of the organizations is the main skill. You can develop it in our master's program. All right, what you need to know about ERP systems. At first, enterprise resource planning, ERP, is the integrated management of core business processes, often in real time and mediated by software and technology. ERP is usually referred to as a category of business management software, typically a suite of integrated applications that an organization can use to collect, store, manage, and interpret the data from these many business activities. Enterprise resource planning, ERP, also is business process management software that allows an organization to use a system of integrated applications to manage the business and automate many back office functions related to technology, services, and human resources. So ERP software typically integrates all facets of an operation, including product planning, development, manufacturing, sales and marketing, etc., in a single database, single application, and single user interface. ERP is an enterprise application. I need to say ERP software is considered to be a type of enterprise application that is software designed to be used by larger businesses and often requires dedicated teams to customize and analyze the data and to handle upgrades and deployment. In contrast, small business ERP applications are lightweight business management software solutions, often customized for a specific business industry or business vertical. So today, most organizations implement ERP systems to replace legacy software or to incorporate ERP applications, because no system currently exists. In fact, a study by Panorama Consulting Solutions indicates that organizations implement ERP for these reasons. You can see it on the screen. Almost a half to replace out-of-date ERP software, about 20% to replace other non-ERP systems or just had no system, and about 15% to replace homegrown, homemade systems. So homegrown means that these systems are developed by companies' own specialists. And of course, to replace accounting software, just accounting module, but not ERP system. And they want to implement ERP. The next is ERP software modules. What is modules? It is one of the main things about ERP. ERP software typically consists of multiple enterprise software modules that are individually purchased based on what best meets the specific needs and technical capabilities of the organization. Each ERP module is focused on one area of business processes, such as product development or marketing. And some of the most common ERP modules include those for product planning, material purchasing, inventory control, distribution, accounting, marketing, finance, and HR, human resources. And a business will typically use a combination of different modules to manage back office activities and tasks. So there include the following: distribution process management, supply chain management, services knowledge base, configure prices, improve accuracy of financial data, facilitate better project planning, automate the employee life cycle, standardize critical business procedures, reduce redundant tasks, assess business needs, accounting and financial applications, also lower purchasing costs, and manage human resources and payroll. So as the ERP methodology has become more popular, software applications have emerged to help business managers implement ERP into other business activities. And they may incorporate modules for CRM, customer relationship management, and business intelligence, BI, presenting it as a single unified package, several modules within one unified package. So in our master's program, you can learn about difference between CRM and ERP more detailed. Now I need to say the basic goal of using an enterprise resource planning systems is to provide one central repository for all information that is shared by all the various ERP facets to improve the flow of data across the organization, across whole organization. So a little bit about modern ERP trends. The ERP field can be slow to change, but the last couple of years have unleashed new technology trends which are fundamentally shifting the entire ERP area. The following new and continuing computing trends have an impact on the growth of enterprise ERP software. The first one is mobile ERP. Executives and employees want real-time access to information regardless of where they are. It is expected that businesses will embrace mobile ERP for their reports, dashboards, and to conduct key business processes. So all want to see the most important information right on the smartphone or tablet. It's about mobile ERP. And the second modern ERP trend is cloud ERP. The cloud has been advancing steadily into the enterprise for some time, but many ERP users have been reluctant to place data in the cloud. Those reservations have gradually been evaporating. However, as the advantages of the cloud become apparent. So by clouds, I mean systems hosted on a vendor's server, which is accessed remotely, and all calculations, processions, operations, and data storage takes place in the cloud, in the vendor's servers. It is a real worldwide trend. The most of large and middle-sized companies and government organizations of some countries are facing digital transformation and begin to use the cloud. The third one is social ERP. What is it? There has been much hype around social media and how important or not it is to add to ERP systems also. Certainly, vendors have been quick to seize the initiative, adding social media packages to their ERP solutions with much fanfare. But some wonder if there is really much gain to be had by integrating social media with ERP. For example, some solutions from the 1C vendor contain built-in chats and forums in which hundreds and thousands of users of one ERP system communicate with each other, exchange files, and help each other to work in this ERP system. So you will be able to get acquainted with real life examples of such cases in our master's program. And the last trend, modern trend in the ERP is two-tier or even three-tier ERP. Two-tier ERP is an approach to enterprise resource planning technology that uses two systems to address the needs of large businesses with multiple locations and subsidiaries. Under this strategy, headquarters use a tier 1 ERP that's highly customized and has the functionality to run a large global company, while subsidiaries of smaller businesses units use a less resource-intensive tier 2 ERP that better suits their needs. The same thing with third tier. So enterprises once attempted to build an all-encompassing ERP system to take care of every aspect of organizational systems. But some expensive failures have gradually brought about a change in strategy, adopting 2 or 3 tiers of ERP. And the next idea is ERP vendors. So you can see the world top vendors of ERP and other vendors. Vendors is an organization that develops and delivers ERP solutions. Depending on the organization's size and needs, there are a number of enterprise resource planning software vendors to choose from in the large enterprise, mid-market, and the small business ERP market. Gartner's annual market share reports put SAP, Oracle, 1C, Sage, Microsoft among the top vendors, but Capterra's data suggests that SAP and Oracle are just the biggest two, with Epicor, Infor, and Microsoft on their heels in a shifting lineup. So the top small business ERP vendors includes names like ExactMax, Epicor, and Syspro. So among all, the system stands out 1C ERP2 system, 1C ERP, because 1C platform allows to develop and implement the best price-quality ratio, value for money, in the entire market. So I can confidently say the same about 1C Drive solution, 1C ERP and 1C Drive. Okay. What the structure of ERP system? All ERP systems, regardless of who their developer, combines a common architecture, which can be described as follows: platform, basic functionality, and modules. So in detail, platform, basic features and environment. For modules and components, only developer can make changes to platform code. Only vendors developer. Users and implementers do not have access to this software code. So the platform includes the first is kernel, the software environment in which the work will be performing, for which you can create some add-ins and components, and basic functionality. It is the part of the platform also. Basic functionality, it is the it contain the list of catalogs and functions without which no company can operate. This is a catalog of users with access rights, a catalog of customers, a catalog of products, services, etc. So this functionality is built into the platform. Unlike modules, it cannot be disabled. So once again, basic functionality cannot be disabled. What about data management? It is database including storage and processing methods or interpretation of data. So this category includes data storage on the server, software for working with databases, SQL or any alternative, tools for interpreting and processing data and sending them to program modules. And the main thing, I think, is modules here. So modules are components that connect to the platform as needed. Otherwise, the modules work independently for each other. They can connect seamlessly and disconnect without problems if the need for them has disappeared. Such a modular structure is an important distinguishing feature of ERP systems. So if you see the system, but this system is not modular, it is anything but not an ERP system. Modules are divided in turn into several types. As you can see, internal modules, external modules, and connectors. Modules for internal use. This level is connectable modules that are used by employees of the company. This includes warehouse management, manufacturing, accounting, CRM, etc. Modules can be connected, disconnected, configured by implementation specialists. The standard set usually includes MRP, HR, CRM, supply, and procurement management. So a little bit about modules of work with external users. This layer contains the modules necessary for interaction with external users, potential and real customers of the company, partners, product users, suppliers, and all customers. Okay. This may be an online store, personal offices for suppliers and customers of uh, the corporate website. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you for your draws. Okay. Um, all right. Some ERP systems contain ready-made CMS systems for creating an online store or corporate site website from scratch. Others offer only separate tools for the add-on to the site and or customers' mobile applications. So customers' mobile applications, it is external users module 2. All of them are external users modules of ERP system. And the third group of modules for any ERP systems is connectors. It is already made solutions for communication with third-party applications. So they most often use API from the platform kernel. They allow you to integrate telephony, set up data exchange with the site or any software products and systems. So connectors are intended only for data exchange and are usually used for data exchange with EDI, CMS, CAD, BI, OLAP, etc. That is, with those systems that are not included in the ERP, but are used in the company. So connectors will be helpful this case too. Based on personal experience, I can say that a part of the integration of the implemented solution with existing solutions is the most difficult and full of risks part of any IT project. So if you hear integration within project plan, take care. All right, this and other recommendations on how you can apply the knowledge and skills of an ERP systems, we consider real examples in our master's program. So participate in the hackathon, and regardless of success, you are welcome to study for a master's degree with us. And a little bit more about modular structure of ERP. The structure described is typical for ERP from a logical point of view. Some systems do not have pronounced modularity. They are all already built into the program, but they can be used separately from each other as needed. So some refer to connectable modules as subsystems, and part of the ERP systems allocate all the modules really in separate products. And they propose to buy a kernel and for it a list of modules to choose from, with the ability to buy and add features in the future as needed, depending on the needs of a specific company. All right. What about the advantages of the modular structure of ERP? An important advantage of ERP systems is the ability to connect and use any of the modules, internal or external, in a short time. Moreover, the possibilities that are thus connected to ERP are added to the system absolutely seamlessly. This is an important difference between ERP and the integration of several software products among themselves, or between ERP and a system that has grown from a specialized one, used numerous improvements and add-ons by companies' own external IT specialists. Okay, each of the ERP system modules works independently of the others. It can be connected or disconnected at any time. It can simply not be used while other modules can continue to work. And to connect one or another module, there is no need to make changes to the program code of the kernel and other modules. And the next advantage is when using an ERP system to expand capabilities and connect a new unit, there is no need to add program code, create a new part of the program from scratch, or engage in complex and sometimes not very convenient integration of various programs. Simply select the desired module, connect and configure it to the needs of the business. And in ERP systems, almost everything that may be required in business automation has already been ready to implementation. Making unique changes is required in very rare cases. For example, you can use a CRM module, but abandon the personnel management module. As the company grows and develops, any of the modules is easily connected, configured, and the software products continues to work with new functions. Often I hear from customers the phrase, we have developed our own ERP system. In fact, in this case, it is not ERP that is used. but it's a kind of similarity that has grown out of some specialized systems. For example, they started working in CRM, customer relationship management system, then added a module for the warehouse to it, set up data exchange with accounting programs, etc. Or they started with an accounting system and a website, and also they were integrating, adding modules. All this was somehow docked with each other. All this is not an ERP system. The main difference between ERP from any similar programs is that ERP is initially created as a set of the parts from the platform and modules that can be connected as needed. There are already provided a variety of possibilities. So, yes, once again, in ERP systems, almost everything that may be required in business automation has already been ready to implementation. So what you need to remember, ERP is a product that was originally created, on the one hand, for scalability, and on the other, to ensure maximum opportunities. So I ask you to remember the thought. It will be helpful in the future. Write it down or take the screenshot, and let's go on. All right. In the ERP system, the boundaries of the modules are very clearly separated, and disabling any of them except for some basic catalogs and features will not affect the work of the rest modules. In homemade, homegrown systems, which grow out of specialized ones, as a rule, this architecture is not provided. And if you disable features such as accounting, most likely the program will stop working and or not work correctly. So programmer intervention and significant improvements will be required. Such software products, as a rule, use common documents and the components in them are closely intertwined, interconnected. The ERP architecture is truly modular, and it is very important to understand, so that I tell it to you so many times. The ERP architecture is truly modular. Thus, if company choose an ERP system, you get a single system for automating the various departments of the company, plus a wide range of opportunities for development. You will not need to change the software product for a very long time. It will be enough to call specialists who will help the company select and connect ready-made modular solutions. And there are a huge number of them for a variety of business areas and job features. So now all of the ERP systems consists of modules. The most of typical modules you can see on your screens. There is customer services, CRM, customer relationship management, capture and maintain customer relationships, facilitate the use of customer experience, and evaluate the knowledge management. Here is sales, implements functions of order placements, order scheduling, shipping, and invoicing. Here is procurement management. So the purpose is maximize cost savings with support for the end-to-end procurement and logistics processes. Production management, distribution management, of course, accounting, uh, human resource or HR, corporate performance and governance. These modules are most popular in the world of ERP, and three modules more: enterprise asset management, and of course business intelligence for analyze data and convert to um, helpful, useful information, and e-commerce modules, etc. Other modules, large amount of them. So special mention should the BI systems, but not now. And I have one useful idea for you for today. One more. Uh, what is it? ERP implementation expertise is critical when it comes to setting realistic expectations and following best practices based on previous experience. Often, the best way to find this expertise is by engaging a third party, like an ERP consultant or business transformation consultant. So, anyway, companies around the world want ERP specialists, their own employees or hired teams from IT companies, but ERP specialists. By the last study of Panorama Consulting Group, 3/4 of organizations in 2021 used some type of consultant to assist with their projects. And the most common guidance sought is ERP implementation guidance. So the need for implementation guidance among 80%. 80%. Just imagine that so many organizations need you. You can become professionals in the ERP field, programmers, implementers, consultants, analysts, etc. Okay, today there is a very high demand for specialists who understand what an ERP is, and of course have appropriate education in the field of information technology solutions for business. Just think about this opportunity. All right, it's all for now. Thank you much for your attention. And dear friends, have you any questions? Now I'll check the chat for questions. Okay. There is no questions. Anyway, thanks for your attention and good luck on the hackathon.